Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a quick look on how to use Pixinsight's auto-integrate script. Auto-integrate script. Sorry about that. It's a script, so you do have to install it. You put it into your scripts panel. I will send out, or I will put a link at the bottom so you all know where to find it. I'll let you do your due diligence, figure out how to install it. It's not that difficult, just copy paste, reload Pixinsight, and there you go. It's a great script. It takes care of lots of things that are time consuming. So it's in a macro format. So without any further ado, let's take a look. Okay, so we have Pixinsight ready to go. I'm going to load up the auto integrate script. It's located in the scripts tab. It's located here, first one, auto integrate. These are loaded alphabetically, so auto integrate comes in first, which is kind of convenient. This script works a little not so intuitive. You have to click the run button before you pick the files, so it's kind of down here. So anyway, you click on run, and at that point you're going to be presented with your desktop or your file system, and in here you can load up the 4 files that have already been aligned, combined, and calibrated. One thing to note is it defaults to fits, so if you change that down here to all files, I'm going to load up the Witchhead Nebula. There's my 4 final files. These files have all been generated by the auto integration script. It's kind of a history of the processes that it's going through, so you can go back and pick either one of these to work with. I usually just delete them, but for this tutorial we'll leave them open. So here's my binned master light files from Pixinsight after I've done a weighted batch process. Say that twice, weighted batch process. So once you pick the files, you've hit run, you've now picked your files, auto integrate script starts doing its thing. And you'll notice off here to the left, it's going to take a couple of minutes. It's going to run through all of these processes that you see loaded up here. So it's going to do a cosmic correction, it's going to do a subframe selector, it's going to do a star alignment, image integration, so forth and so on. If you do not want it to do any of these processes, you just click on it. Again, it's kind of reverse, counterintuitive. Typically I would have the UI if I were to build it, they would have all been checked off as the ones that you're doing, and then you uncheck the ones that you don't want to do. But I didn't write it, and I appreciate the guy who did, so we're just going to leave it alone. You have some other things you can do here. You can save your XF. You can save as 16-bit. You can save as 8-bit, however you see fit. So I've noticed here that it's stopped running, and I know why. So this is a process. This is a problem that you'll probably run into, and I'll show you how to fix it. So I'm just going to hit exit, and you can see right here in the log, it's saying it's stopped process. It's found a problem. So auto integrate scripts was written by a person who wrote it for himself. He put it out there for the web to use, and we thank him very much. But he wrote it for himself, and he used his own fits header file name convention. So if you don't use that same convention, it won't find the name of your filter inside your fits header, and therefore it's going to spit it out. So I'm just going to open up my Luminance because I know that's the problem. And I'm going to open up the fits header process. I'll select my Luminance file here, and sure enough, this is the issue. So it likes just the word, it likes the value for Luminance as just a capital L, or luminance, and I'm not sure. I must have spelled luminance wrong here. We can double check that, but I'm going to change the value for my filter, and I'm just going to hit replace, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hit replace, And now I'm going to save this process to my luminance file. I'll open up my luminance file again, make sure it says L and L, and it does. So I can close this, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit File, Save. So make sure it saves that fits header. And before I close it, oops, don't want to do that. Before I close it, I just want to double check if my fits header value was changed. And it is. Now it's just L. So we're good with that. Close that. So remember, he's looking for L, R, G, B, or. Luminance spelled out, red spelled out, green spelled out, and blue spelled out. And it's got to have a perfect match with the spelling, and it's case sensitive. So just a little gotcha. We'll try it again. We'll hit Run. I'm going to change my all files to that. I'll hit Open. And we're going to let it do its thing. So hopefully, with any luck, this will work this time. And it's going to present us with a final file, which should be good enough for you to move on from there. I did have a problem in this filter set, in this image set, with one of my, the green filter I have has a small chip in the filter itself, and if you rotate it in just the orientation that I had it rotated, it was introducing this very, very strong green bias, and something else has stopped, so I'm not sure why. Let's double check and see. Cannot mix color red filter files. So let me exit out of here and open up my red file. I have a sneaking suspicion that my red file is probably going to be named Luminance as well. Let's double check that. Go to the fits header and let's grab the red file. No, it's marked to R. Let's check out all of them and see what we got. So that's set to Luminance is set to Lum. Blue is set to blue. Green is set to green, and red is set to red. Interesting. So at this point, I have no idea why it's failing, and this is going to be a really shitty video, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it, figure it out, and come back with the answer. I'll be right back.